Hey world, I'm back. Oh my God, it is 2019. And this is Natalie here speaking. And I've had a lot of things that's happened to me. Some going in and making these videos again. I'm trying to do it at least once a week. So don't hold me to it, y'all. I got a lot on my plate, but I promise to try. All right, so let's get into it. Right now, we're in the middle of January 2019. A lot has happened to me, a lot of tragedy. I think I talked about it in my last video that I actually took down because somebody was offended by it, but she put it back up. So for people that didn't see this video, the last video that I took down, both of my parents passed away. My dad in August and my mom in October 31st on Halloween. Anybody that knows I'm a Libra, so she died pretty much 2 weeks after my birthday, which was really, really tough. And this is one of the first times I've been able to say it without crying. And I think part of it is because she came to me in a dream last night, and she looked stunning. I mean, she was dressed in all white. She had like a cute bucket hat with it tipped up, and she had wedges on, but like real tall wedges, which if you knew my mom never wore high heel shoes or wedges because her feet hurt all the time. She was always complaining about her feet and being out there with the heels. And also, I was diagnosed with the flu and bronchitis about 10 days ago and been on bed rest pretty much ever since. Today was my first day out in like 6 days, which was really nuts. And today I've decided to venture out a little bit, and that's why I'm kind of dressed up, got the makeup on. So if you hear me like sniffling, sorry y'all. It's either that or cough a huge loogie, which I'm not finna do on video, okay? So I will say this, today's topic for me is something I didn't come up with it, but it kind of just came up, and I was having a discussion with somebody that I love dearly about depression. Mental health is a big deal for me because I have family members that have mental illnesses, and it was hard for me to admit that I was depressed mainly after my mom passed. I was such in go mode. When my mom passed, I was doing all the running around for her funeral and cremation arrangements because she had a funeral and a cremation ceremony. We spread her ashes in the sea, in the nearest body of water that she passed, which was in Honduras. So it was hard for me to admit that I was depressed for two main reasons. Number one, the stigma of being depressed is that you don't see the joy in things, and it was psychosomatic. I was starting to get some really bad physical symptoms of being depressed. You know, upset stomach, a pounding headache, even when I didn't have a hangover or anything. I was trying to eat, I couldn't eat, and it was so hard for me to admit that I was depressed. And that was the first reason. But the second reason, and I think it was the biggest reason for me, was because I felt like being depressed or admitting that I was depressed made me feel like I was being ungrateful for the good life that I've had, or have, excuse me, and the great career that I have, and the great family, and decent friends, and all this stuff. And it was hard for me to admit that I was depressed. I would go around saying that I was broken, and there is a big difference. And sorry I'm saying a lot of but I'm trying to have a real conversation about depression. For the longest of time, I couldn't admit that I was depressed because I felt like by admitting it meant that I was ungrateful for the life that my parents gave me, for the intelligence that I have, for the success that I have attained. I was feeling like I was being ungrateful by saying I was depressed. Like, I get it now why people who are really famous or really rich, or both, celebrities, are really depressed. And I can't say I understand why they take their life, but I can understand why they feel like no one understands. Even though people are like, we understand you. I did tell, I think about 5 or 6 people that I was depressed. That I never got to the point where I told anyone except for one person that I was feeling a bit suicidal. And that is hard for me to admit. And the person I admitted that to was somebody I've known for years, over 2 decades, or close to 2 decades. And admitting that was, admitting that was the toughest phrase. Not saying that I'm broken or I'm hurt or I'm tired, but actually saying I was thinking about harming myself. Because saying that made me feel like I have failed my parents, and I don't want to fail them. I know they're up there looking for me, and I don't want to fail them. So when I said that, and the person that said that I said it to, instead of telling me what I should be grateful for, was telling me, well, is there anything that makes it feel worse? Is there anything that makes it feel better? And really, not so much talk me off the ledge, but didn't make me feel like I had no reason to feel that way. Like, this person also lost both of their parents. And I think maybe because that person understood me, they didn't try to make me feel bad or make me feel like there was no reason for me to feel the way I felt. I didn't need validation, but they did validate my feelings, and that meant a lot. And once they did that, which it was yesterday actually, it was really recent. Yesterday that they did that, I felt like it helped me be okay with not being okay. And then with my mother coming in my dream last night, let me know that, well, my sister helped me realize that I think that meant that my mother was okay or happy with the way I sent her off. Yeah. So to everybody that's out there that is successful, that's beautiful, everybody calls them beautiful. People tell you there should be no reason why you should be depressed. It is okay. It's also okay to seek help. I'm seeking counseling for my grief because I really didn't have the time to sit down and think about it till I got sick. Like, ever since my mom passed, up until almost 2 weeks ago when I got sick, I was running. I was at work. I was barely home. And I think I did it on purpose. But I was always working, or always on vacay with somebody, or always doing something, keeping myself busy because I didn't want to sit down and sit with the shock and the trauma of it all. And truth be told, part of me is used to always feeling traumatized. So the dream my mother came to me in a dream, and for me, it means that it's time to deal with what I have to deal with. And it's tough. It is so tough. Sorry. But I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to go to counseling. I used to go to counseling when I was going through something personal in my life. Stopped it for a couple of years and everything was rolling smoothly. So I'm going back next week, which is I don't want to say scary, but I'm anxious because I haven't gone in my 30s, and now I feel like I have so much more but yet I still feel a bit lost. And now that my mom is gone, and well, I know my mother's always here, but I can't talk to her, like call her on the phone. And those are the times that it really gets to me, and I feel really lonely. And I don't want anybody to say or to think that my family or my friends aren't coming through. It's just an emptiness that happens to you when your parents depart from this earth. Oh, sorry, y'all. And I never took the time until I got sick to think about the emptiness. I guess I was filling it up with a bunch of other stuff. But I would say this. My mom, and I don't want y'all to think that I don't talk about my dad a lot, but my dad and I, my dad and I, we had this, I don't have to talk to you for a while, but we still love each other kind of relationship. So like, me and my mom, we talked every other day, even if it was for 5 minutes, we talked. And you know, I am my mom. Like my attitude, my go-getter attitude, my hustle mode, my competitive spirit, my bossiness, everything is my mom. So I was closer to my mom than I was to my dad. And we kind of knew that my dad was, health-wise, was not healthy. He was going through multiple organ failure. So, you know, whereas my mom, it was sudden. It was sudden. And so I don't want people to think that the deaths mean anything different. But me and my mom was planning, my mother's birthday is next Saturday. Me and my mom was planning to go to Cayman Islands for her birthday. So, you know, we had plans. We made plans. But I want to reach out to the people that are depressed and people are telling them that they shouldn't be depressed. It's okay not to be okay. But I do want us to seek help, seek counseling, talk to a friend, whatever you feel like you need to do. Because it's hard. It's difficult. It's hard. And you're not destroying or ruining the legacy of your loved one by admitting that you're depressed and that you need help. Because that's really important to me. That was the hardest hurdle for me, to admit that I wasn't okay and that it didn't affect the legacy that my parents left me with. So I want to thank y'all for being there for me, for the people that reached out to me. I am single. It is 2019. Yes, I dumped the guy I was with. Oh, that's a whole nother story. And Simone is going to get into that. Simone is my alter ego. And she's really unapologetic about a lot of things. 99.9% of things. I am the safe person. I'm Safety Susan. I'm you know, whatever. I'm just conservative in a lot of things because I hate hurting people's feelings. But Simone, she don't give a damn. So I'm going to let Simone take over this relationship stuff because it's apparent me not being a savage is not winning me in the game of love. So, and I think, when me not being a savage is not being 100% honest with myself and let a lot of shit slide. So I'm not doing that anymore. So Simone is taking over the love department and I'm just taking care of the mental health department. Okay? Otherwise, Simone would be ramming her car into everybody's shit. and we don't need that. Honey, we don't. Well, okay. Love you guys. Once again, comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not going to ask you to take it easy on me. Just, say what you want to say. But I want you to know that I love each and every one of y'all. And thank y'all for your time in viewing this video, okay? All right. Sobre todo, mucho amor. Adios.